Making the Olympics was probably my highlight as an athlete, and I really wanted to see other athletes sort of reach the heights that they thought they could reach as well. I'm Brendon and I am an Olympian, semi-retired we should say, but I have had a long and fun career. My initial kind of getting into hurdles was sort of just out of high school. I decided to go and do something that was fun and a bit different. I was playing basketball a lot, moving around the basketball court pretty well. So I thought, you should go back and give athletics a go. So I decided to take it a bit more seriously, and pretty quickly I realised that training hard actually gets results. And so within a couple of years, I'd won my first national title in the 400-metre hurdles. It was pretty soon after that where I was invited to go up to the Australian Institute of Sport and train up there. It took me a few years to kind of find that next level for me, but 2006 was my first national team. Went to the Commonwealth Games, was in Melbourne. Running in a home Commonwealth Games or any major championship is just such a special experience. And I think that really kind of fueled this desire to get better and better and better. And the next step obviously was trying to make an Olympic Games. So I had a missed trial in 2008 where I'd qualified, but it was literally 1 week after the qualifying period for the Olympic Games, which was pretty devastating at the time, but it definitely fueled the next 4 years. But I made no mistake in London and qualified sort of at national championships, and there was no one questioning how I was going to do it. So that led to the highlight of my athletic career, which was the London 2012 Olympic Games. And I'd run so well in the 400 hurdles that I got asked to run on the 4x4 relay as well, which I wasn't expecting. So I ended up getting 3 runs instead of 2 runs at the Olympic Games. But that was, the highlight and the most important sort of pinnacle of my career as a 400-metre hurdler. When I'm not at the track, I really enjoy music. I've been a DJ for 20 years, and that sort of was my non-athletic time, and I was an athlete, maybe a bit too much sometimes. But I love music, I love reading, I love travelling, camping. I really enjoy watching other sport as well. Do you need to watch other sports to be an athlete? I think you don't have to, but it's really helpful to see how other athletes move. I think particularly when you're going to get caught in sort of one spectrum of what you do, whether it be sort of football or sprinting or gymnastics, you get a pretty good map of what things should look like. And then suddenly you go out there and you watch someone on a skateboard vert, or you see a hockey player doing, bent over doing incredible things on the field. And I think it gives you, it can be really inspiring, but it can also give you different solutions to problems. So I feel like each sport does some things like really well, and if you look at that from a different lens, you can take some of those things and apply them to your own sport. And I feel like that variability and that sort of sharing of ideas almost just by watching some other athletes move can be really cool to see. And making the Olympics was probably my highlight as an athlete, and I really wanted to see other athletes sort of reach the heights that they thought they could reach as well. And in my working career, I started off as a soft tissue therapist, and I kind of fell into coaching when I was working with some really good elite teams. I started working with the Australian Diamonds, the netball team, the Australian gymnastics team, the Australian athletics team, and I really wanted to know more about why things were happening. So on the table when I was treating someone, I'd want to sort of go, well, why is this not sticking, this treatment? Why are you still in pain? So I just kept broadening my perspective on things. So that sort of led me to study a lot more. So going from just being a soft tissue therapist to being a sprint coach, and then a strength and power coach, teaching and learning about Pilates and other movement forms. And I've found that building out a really different sort of skill set and knowledge base has allowed me to be a lot more prescriptive and a lot more creative with the work that I currently do. But I'm really just so passionate about people moving better. And I find sport it's really a vessel to happiness. Like, sport should be fun. And fortunately, when you do things really well, it's even more fun. So as an athlete, I experienced that by making Australian teams and winning Commonwealth Games gold medal, going to the Olympic Games and having these incredible experiences and knowing how much that can enrich my life. And I wanted to then hopefully use some of the things that I'd learnt to help enrich other people's lives, particularly athletes. And so with all of that happening, I decided that I wanted to learn from other people around the world. So I then, back in 2015, I went to the US and I worked with Altus for 5 years, the US bobsled team and skeleton teams for 5 years. And I started to learn these different systems that we didn't see here in Australia very much, but were really, really effective. It took me to Europe as well, working with some of the teams over with the European bobsled and skeleton, and then ending up in Canada and managing a high performance program there for athletics again. So going off and sort of spending 10 years out in the world and understanding what different systems, different countries and different sort of coaches and different environments that have had, has allowed me to sort of bring those things back to Australia. And I had this little, sack of information and a sack of really cool tools that I thought was very effective. And I wanted to come back and sort of, to be in the right place, to be with the right people, to affect the right people in the right way. And it took a little bit of time, but when I found Foundry Athletic, I knew this was the right place to be, and I knew this would be a really, really wonderful vessel to value add to the awesome systems that they currently have, and the amazing facility and all the great things they currently do, but add my sort of experience with being overseas, working with these really, really elite athletes, Olympic level, in lots of different sports. And I'm really excited to take all that knowledge and build programs and help sort of build the athletes that are here, and particularly at Foundry.